This sode would not be possible without the support of our listeners, patrons, and sponsors. If you'd like to learn more about supporting the 3-Bit Gamer Show, check us out on Patreon at patreon.com/3BG. And a huge thanks goes out to our boss-level patrons, Jeff, Christopher, and Patrick.
Tonight on the 3-Bit Gamer Show, we're gonna kick off with some news.
Then, we're gonna stuff some kudos down your throat.
But you make sure to save room, because we've got Foodio games coming up right after.
It's gonna be an all-out brawl for your ears, brain, hearts, and farts.
You just logged on to the 3-Bit Gamer Show. Welcome to the 3-Bit Gamer Show. I'm JD.
This is Peterson.
And this is Trent.
I can't.
I had to try hearts and farts 3 times.
Who changed it to, who put the N in?
I did.
Trent.
When someone did that, I just said that was it. When you changed it from hearts and farts to hearts and farts?
Hearts and farts.
Live from the 3-Bit Gamer Show. The news. All right, our news this week is brought to us, as with all weeks, by Crave Cookies. Crave Cookies. Go to cravecookies.com because Trent is just bringing it. He brought it this week. This one that just kind of like stunned me. I was like, where did this come from? Trent, where did this come from?
The Carmelita?
Was this just like the Sunday night Phantom of the Opera Trent like inspiration on this one?
No, dude, this was an Instagram comment suggestion.
Oh, nice.
This was someone on our Instagram that thought we should make this cookie. So
okay,
we made it.
It's oatmeal dough as the base, caramel chunks and semi-sweet chocolate chunks, and then a caramel drizzle. So it's like an oatmeal caramel chocolate chip cookie.
Exactly.
Sounds decadent.
It's so good.
What the that sounds so good. Why have I never heard of caramel mixed with oatmeal cookie
Supposedly
before?
this is like those bars, like just the dessert bars?
Yeah.
This is like a common one, like an avalanche bar. It's the Carmelita.
Oh, well,
I've
that
never
sounds
heard of it
dope.
either.
I haven't heard of
Scrumptious.
it, but yeah, that sounds really good.
He's also got his classic snickerdoodle he made with cinnamon toast crunch dust. So it's going to taste like the cereal. Oh, my God. Also, the classic peanut butter and the brookie and the black and white. Trent's first black and white cookie, folks.
Yeah.
Trent just discovered this. And unlike other people who have a cookie for the first time, Trent just goes out and makes it. He's like, oh, that was a cool cookie. Now I'm going to sell that. That's mine now. That's my cookie now.
That's mine.
I sell that. All right, let's get into some news because we have a lot. The first up we have here, the headline. America has 227 million gamers now.
That's what's
There's
our population?
328.
Yeah.
Well, what are those other guys doing?
I don't know.
Get
I don't
'em
know.
in.
What are you guys messing around for? 2/3, well over 2/3 of the country. Bunch of gamers. This comes from the ESA's 2021 Essential Facts about the video game industry. This is a report that they do every year. The ESA is the Entertainment Software Association, I believe. So I was just gonna bust through some facts, some fun facts. Feel free to stop me if you're like, JD, I have a comment on that fun fact you just said. First one: the
Pressure's
average
on.
age of the American gamer is 31.
Hey.
Bringing
And-
that average up.
Which is kind of crazy that 80% of gamers are over 18.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, 80%
Well,
over
that's because
18.
that entire demographic is the crew that grew up with like the NES. So those are the people that have been there the whole time, right? Like,
Well, then why are all of the Fortnite lobbies exclusively people under 18?
Okay, that's because you're talking about Fortnite.
Oh, okay, I get it.
This-
It just filters out.
This survey includes people like who are playing mobile games and stuff. So we had a fun conversation in the car. My kids were like, "All right, hey, who plays the most video games out of everyone in the family, or who plays like the longest?" Is what they're saying. And I was like, Mom does. And she's like, what? I don't play video games. And they're like, she doesn't play video games. And I was like, yeah, she's on her phone all day long playing games, quote unquote, because
What is her game of choice? I feel like you have not scratched this topic on the podcast ever before.
I think I kind of have, but no, here's the thing. I barely consider them games.
Like Candy Crush?
No,
it sounds like this is beneath Candy Crush. The way that Peterson's rolling his eyes right
She
now.
routinely puts like 4-hour Candy Crush.
Like I will play some Candy Crush tiles. I'll play a match 3 game every now and then. No. She doesn't even do that. She will sit there and play these little color by numbers games or puzzle games. But like all you're doing is just sitting there and like touching the numbers and like making a picture. It's barely.
Dude, this is Annie. This is Annie. This is like, my every night in bed. I look over and for like 3 hours she's just pushing numbers and watching the colors change. And I'm
like, what is this?
I guess have fun.
Yeah.
Maybe you two have driven your wives insane.
Oh, that's definitely the case. But the type of insanity that she would open up a game like this and be interested in it is I don't know how we got there. I don't know how I would get there. So I don't know what I did, but I did something wrong.
Well, there you have it. It's the gamers on the phone. Although, Peterson, I don't think Kelsey would count if they had surveyed her because she wouldn't have self-identified as a gamer, I don't think, then, if she didn't do it when you guys were talking about it.
Yeah, so she didn't even consider herself as like...
So I wonder if this would even skew higher then, is kind of what I'm getting at, is that maybe the data skews even higher than this. Yeah, because maybe. People just don't classify themselves. Okay, so 45% of gamers identify as female, 55% as male, according to the ESA. People of color also appear to be underrepresented. 73% of ESA respondents said they're white, 8% Hispanic, 8% black, and 6% Asian. I mean, I think that's worth noting just how overwhelmingly white this hobby remains. I don't know. It's like whiter than hockey. Which is considerable.
I mean, guys, that's JD just said the whitest thing he could think of, which is hockey.
The whitest thing a white person could think of.
Yeah. I don't know, hockey?
Hockey? I don't know. Tons of Midwesterners.
Yeah, just a bunch of North.
77% of gamers play with others every week, up from 65. Let me try that again.
You got this.
So this is pandemic related. These are 2 pandemic related stats that jumped out during the pandemic. 77% of gamers play with others every week, which is up from 65% last year or the year before. So 2019.
Yep. So
that's a considerable amount of people. And then 74% of parents play with gamers with their children. Play games.
Yes, so 74% of the parents play with their kids.
55% the year before.
And that's got to be pandemic related because, we've seen the sales of consoles and stuff go up. I play with all my kids, and part of that is like, well, we got to get all the consoles so we can all play Fortnite together because nothing is split screen anymore. And so, yeah, so that one makes sense to me.
Although I will throw a quick shout out when Jackson was in town and Trent came over and we were hanging out. Streets of Rage 4.
Yep.
Still can play that on the same screen.
Still can
it's on
play
Game
co-op.
Pass. It's just always there. That's your couch co-op go-to. Mm-hmm. Okay, next story. This is just a little guy. Discord has purchased content moderation startup Centropy, which focuses on AI content moderation.
Uh-oh.
I was unaware that 15% of Discord's staff is directly related to content moderation, which would make sense. I think they've done a pretty bang-up job keeping their platform pretty clear of bullshit and nonsense. So I guess
remember
they're turning to the computers to help.
A couple years back, they were cracking down on this sort of thing, which made a bunch of people mad. But, the people had made some not safe for work servers, posting some shady stuff. And so, Discord continuing to crack down on that. It's not what they want their platform to be, right?
Yeah. And it's cool to see them investing, considering people are always nipping at their heels trying to buy them, to see that they're buying someone else. There you go, Discord. Okay, guys. Peterson, do you want to? I guess we have to do this crazy story. This is our biggest story, I imagine. It's so ridiculous. Twitch streamers rake in millions with shady crypto gambling boom.
I like barely understand this.
So how many words of that did you understand? Peterson, yeah. you do understand it. There's not too much to understand. Basically, people are gambling with crypto in online casinos. It makes it a lot easier when you're gambling with crypto than dollars, because that's the whole point of Bitcoin and these other currencies like Ethereum, is that they're designed to be traded easily and anonymously online.
Yeah.
And so you go and you make these casinos and people can play there all they want. They're obviously banned in the US, but generally the kind of sketchier ones you can just get around with a VPN and it's no big deal. So these have become very popular. Crypto casinos are just kind of, it's online gambling. You could do, honestly, I could sit here and I could make a 10-minute video that would explain to you how to do this. And anyone could just essentially be gambling in a casino in their living room with real money in like an hour.
Yeah, I'm going to have to go ahead and ask you to make that video.
I was going to say the same thing. I could use that video.
So this is extremely easy to do. It's extremely accessible. And hell, no one's going to casinos with a global pandemic that never seems to end. So this has become very big. However, how do you popularize these things? How do you market these things? Because once you start marketing them, now you're getting into sketchy, illegal territory. Well, you just use Twitch, because if you're doing sketchy, illegal shit on Twitch, well, that's the place to do it. So Wired takes a look and sees that of the top 1,000 most trafficked Twitch streamers, 64 of them are streaming crypto slots or are advertising deals from crypto gambling websites.
See,
that is a lot of people.
That's slots, though. I mean, gosh,
you should go watch it. It's not the slots that you think. It's the ones where you see like the super players with like the zippy card on their waist belt that play the slots, and there's like 50 things on the screen, and you're like, how the hell do they know what's going on? It's that type of slots.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm telling you, I jumped on randomly. I just went to, you guys can do this. Go to twitch.tv and you just type in casino. And the first one of the first ones I saw, there were 40,000 people watching. It's just crazy. And so crazy. Like they get but the problem here is not that they're streaming this. The problem is that, because Peterson, you tell me, as a degenerate gambler, do you think you could stream yourself gambling every day? Is that a sustainable hobby you could do for 8 hours a day?
Yes.
No. Could without losing your house financially?
Right, but if you're streaming to 40,000 people, aren't you just making money
a little
from
bit
your
of money?
ads?
Not as much as your. Okay, here we go. I will read this account because it is absolutely insane. So they fly this guy. His name's Bengston. I'll just call him Bengston. I don't know how to pronounce his name. So they fly this guy out to Mexico, one of these gambling companies, and he's streaming from Cabo San Lucas, Mexico. So his account starts with $15,000 in Bitcoin. He's playing mines, quote mines. Think Minesweeper, but cryptocurrency stakes. 40,000 people are watching. His first bet is $2,000. He blows through the $15,000 he starts with in 40 seconds.
Wow,
folks.
what?
40 seconds. And he goes, quote, I need to ask them for more bread. We're going to pretend that didn't happen. So in his next round, $7,000 becomes zero immediately.
Oh my gosh.
So he stops playing mines. He switches to slots. Now there's $15,000 in his account. No one explains why. He's still streaming. The money, and then the Rubelt window is not on screen between when he loses all his money and the money enters his account. So it's not showing his account at any point during any of this. And at the end of the stream, he's up $203,000. He gives thousands of his Rubet funds to his viewers, and he just carries on.
Wow.
So if you guys picked up on this, these casinos are just constantly filling the accounts because they don't care. They're not losing money. They're just they're letting these streamers play with house money.
Yeah. So then
they never lose and they can
yeah.
just keep streaming. And then
and
everyone
more
thinks
people want to play.
So that's Twitch.
Wow.
That's the scoop.
Twitch is now a casino.
It is, guys, this is like like I said, just you can go see this for yourself right fucking now. You can watch the accounts as they lose, go down, and then magically fill back up. And it's just like they do this just for hours and hours, and
can I
they go up to Canada or Mexico.
This is the only time I've really been interested in Twitch. Is that weird?
You can watch these casinos or the slots they play, dude. It's pretty fucking boring. I'm like, I don't know why
don't like
no one's
slots.
playing craps.
I want to play card games.
No one's playing card games. No one's playing poker. No one's playing anything. It's just these dumb little slot games. And just like an Eastern European guy there muttering to himself.
Yeah.
While they spin. And it's
slut.
like, yet.
No. Oh man.
So that is that. Okay, so next up we've got Netflix. You guys have probably heard whisperings.
Yeah.
Netflix wants to get into the world of video games.
Getting in.
And what do? What is the first thing you do? Well, you go out and you spend as much money as possible on a big video game chief.
A guy.
Run your video
you
game
need a guy.
studio. You don't start small. You don't, kind of follow in the footsteps of your founder's startup-y traditions. You go find Mike Verdue. Mike Verdue, he will be joining Netflix as the vice president of game development. He will be reporting to the COO. He was previously Facebook's vice president in charge of working with developers to bring games and other content to Oculus reality headsets. So he was in the AR VR chief at Facebook. His other credentials include EA with titles like Sims, Plants vs. Zombies, and the Star Wars franchise as well. The three most over-monetized, god-awful, overly milked franchises that EA has ever touched.
Hey, Plants vs. Zombies is good, JD.
Yeah, no, I literally was unplayable because there were so many places it was asking for me to spend money.
I think not the shooter one.
The one I played, Modern Garden Warfare,
dude.
You
played the shooter one. Those ones suck.
Oh, well, I guess I screwed up. But I'm pretty sure those were the ones he was over because he was also the chief creative officer at Zynga between 2009 and 2012. Guys, if you got those...
you know what you're getting for.
You got those Farmville notifications on Facebook? That was Mike Verdue. Mike Verdue did that to you for years.
He's going to do that to you on...
And now he's at the gaming division of Netflix. And guys, he cut his teeth. His first foray in the gaming industry was ruining Atari in the late 90s when they changed to Midway Games, and then he ruined that too. This guy is cancer. And Netflix is like, please, come on board.
Oh my.
Tell us how to do video games, Mike Verdue. You have such a great resume. We just look at the companies, not the trail of destruction you left in your fucking wake of so many fan bases that just hate everything you did.
That's going to be interesting. I am very much interested to see how this goes.
Well,
everyone has been saying, "Oh, who's going to be the Netflix of video games?" Right?
Netflix,
and it turns out Netflix was like,
Games Pass.
Guys, maybe we could be the Netflix.
We could do that.
We're our Netflix. Can we be the Netflix of video games? And if someone tells them no, that'll be pretty funny.
Yeah. Well, beyond my Verdue rant, a couple of details have come out. They are planning to offer games within the next year.
Yeah.
So he's got a tall order to get.
They're moving fast.
Because I'm like, what are we playing those on? My TV remote only has the wheel and then the one button. Is what I'm playing?
It's just going to be a Stadia competitor.
They're going to have a controller, and you're just going to go straight to your whatever device. It'll Bluetooth over to your smart TV or whatever, and then you'll play from there.
Well, here's where they win me over. And here's where they set Mike Verdue up for success, is that it will not Netflix will not be charging extra for these games.
Mm-hmm.
So Mike Verdue has endless runway to do whatever the fuck he wants because no one's going to care because it's free.
Wow.
No one cares if Amazon Prime Video doesn't have a ton of content because it's free, because that's not why you have Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
So they had a ton of runway with Prime Video to just like ramp up their original content and then bring on other stuff, because their video service did not have a great launch. But if it's free and you're offering it as a companion service already, like, I don't know, it could be
interesting.
So yeah, Netflix for games actually won me over at the very end there. I was wow.
Epic is like, oh, another thing we can get Fortnite onto. Oh, this is great.
Yeah, there's gonna be Fortnite on Netflix. Absolutely, for sure. There's gonna be a Fortnite series.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Great.
Little animated series where, like, at the end of every episode, they just do stupid emotes.
Yeah. Oh my god. Just for like half an hour, and all the kids watch it. Just like
just
Children of the Corn
along.
status. They just stand there and like deadpan dancing along, and you're like, guys, aren't you tired? Quiet, father. Dancing.
Dad, be quiet.
Dad,
I'm memorizing
quiet.
the moves.
I'm tapping, Dada.
All right.
Do your kids call you Dada?
They don't, but they will once they start doing this. That's
They will once they
my
get
prediction.
Fortnite Netflix vision. So, guys, we've talked about this a little bit in our Discord, which, if you guys didn't know, we do have a 3-Bit Gamer Discord where all the best conversations happen. Steam has unveiled a new gaming handheld.
This is the news of the week.
Valve, Steam, whatever you want to call it. They made the Switch Pro that everyone thought was going to come out. This is called the Steam Deck, which, Peterson, are you going to do your thing? Or
Nope.
can we just skip that?
Yeah,
Cool.
skip it.
Type. Thanks. Steam Deck it's a 720p handheld PC-based gaming device that runs Steam as is it an operating system? Or are they running on a Linux? I think it's a Linux platform.
Yeah, I think so. And then, but the selling point is, right, your Steam account is going to be accessible on this, with most of your games accessible on a handheld device.
So this will be handheld only. I don't think you could like plug it in.
No, you
there's
can.
There's a Switch. Oh, you can?
You can.
Oh,
Yeah.
there is a dock.
Yeah.
Yes.
You guys talk about this. I'm an asshole. I guess to do my research on this.
No, so
Tell us about the Steam Deck.
I was
It's
looking
just a Steam
at
Switch. It's literally the same thing. It has a dock, but you can use it as a computer too.
Is it called the Steam Deck dock?
It's called. No, I wish it was.
No, the biggest difference is that it's you can't detach the controllers, like,
which
the
is
Joy-Cons
probably
on the
great because
side,
then they won't drift.
which is fine, right? I'm okay with that. Joy-Cons are the worst thing that's ever happened to me.
Joy-Cons are stupid.
No, so this has. So yeah, it has the two thumbsticks on each side. It's got the AX, BY buttons. It's got 2 triggers, and R1, R2, L1, L2. But then it has, like, do you see the triggers, like the other buttons underneath for, like, your
All
pinky?
the placement is kind of weird, don't you think?
All the
Like,
button placement's weird because it has track pads. That's what's messing, I think, the button placement up, because below each thumbstick it has a trackpad on each side.
Well,
For
Which
those
is-
of you that love touch controls.
Oh gosh, who likes that? Who are you?
I'm trying to think of how you could play. Can you imagine playing now, Peterson? I know you don't play this with Chivalry with a controller, and I don't either. But can you imagine trying to play Chivalry on this thing because the right joystick is right next to, if you guys haven't seen this thing, is right next to the buttons. They're like directly next to each other. Whereas with like on an Xbox controller, they're offset a little bit up to the right.
Yep.
And on a PlayStation controller, I believe they are up and to the right as well. And so you can kind of, but like right next, I just don't think it's built for like a human being's hand.
It's
I don't know,
not
it's
built for my
interesting.
thumbs, for
Yeah,
sure.
you
but
see
not
the
for
video?
Peterson.
There's a video on the website of a guy playing Factorio, and it
Mhm.
shows like a pretty good use case of how you would switch between the thumbsticks and the touchpads.
Okay.
It's pretty interesting. I don't know.
Okay, I will have to look that up. I'm intrigued. Literally none of us regular folk listening to this podcast will be able to physically touch one of these for 2 or 3 years until it's been cycled through, I don't know, 18 scalpers and made its way to you.
Yeah. Just scalpers buying from other scalpers.
From other scalpers. That's how it works. You have the chief scalper, and then they all scalp down. Until they get to you. It's like a supply
drugs.
chain, but
it's
worse.
like drugs. That's how drugs work, right?
It's literally just exactly how drugs work.
So the base model is $400, so it's pricey,
and that's a
right?
64 gig model. And
yeah,
so,
that
like
can't
you're
play
not
like
getting the
half my
base model.
games.
No.
And so then they have a 256 gig model for $530, and then a 512 gig model for $650. So it's expensive, guys. This is like as much as an Xbox or more.
Yeah.
And so it's pricey.
People, you wanted the Switch Pro, you got it, and it costs what you did not want it.
I mean, you kind of got it. It's still 720p.
Yeah, that's true.
So I'm interested. All the talk has been like, guys, why is everyone excited about this? Steam has released hardware before, and
multiple times.
It's not great, right? Their hardware.
You guys remember
not
the
great.
Steam controller, right? That was just those weird track pads in lieu of Joy-Con or joysticks.
Yeah. They had the Steam Link. They had
Steam Box.
Steam. Mm-hmm. I want them to get away from the name Steam.
Cleveland Steamer.
I think that was what it was called, the Cleveland Steam.
The Cleveland Steam.
Steamy Cleveland.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what all their products were like.
Like they could go lots of different ways, right? In terms of like stick with the Steam or Valve theme, but they just really love Steam, and I don't understand the wording of deck. Like, when I think deck, I think of like a tape deck. Like
Peterson, I already told you why. We already figured this out, so they can call it the Steam Deck Dock.
I know you think that's a selling point. That's actually
it's already sold me.
That's not the compelling argument you think it is.
I bet in the instruction manual it refers to it as such. I bet their internal branding calls it the Steam Deck Dock.
The Steam Deck Dock.
The question is if they capitalize dock. I don't know. Well, Peterson, you're wrong, dude, because apparently what?
I said, or if you need a dongle to plug in your peripherals so you can have the Steam Deck DockDongle.
No, guys.
I've never loved you more than at this very moment. The Steam Deck DockDongle?
This sounds very phallic to me.
No way, Peterson. None of that's phallic. But you said that people aren't interested in this, but I beg to differ because eBay is already filled with Steam Deck scalpers.
Oh, no, definitely people are interested. I'm saying I don't know why. I mean, I kind of get it, but I don't. Based off of Valve's history, I don't think it's going to be the great product they want it to be.
It doesn't matter because scalpers are selling the $400 base model at $2,500 on eBay. And you say,
no,
hey, JD,
that's
JD,
not real.
They're not out. They're not out yet. How are scalpers selling these for $2,500? More than 5 times the price of the base model.
Gosh.
Well, I will tell you, they are selling the pre-registration that they got on Steam. So people are going pre-registering to buy this console. They are not registering to buy it. They are pre-registering so they can register to buy it later. Oh, and they are selling their pre-registrations on eBay.
Dude, this is...
We live in the worst version.
So broken. Everything's so broken.
Of everything. eBay is going to remove these, obviously, because they don't allow this. So they Kotaku reached out to eBay, and they're like, yeah, we're taking those down. But it doesn't matter because all of those scalpers have already shown their hand. It doesn't matter. You're not, oh, no, now I can't buy the scalped pre-order. I'll have to buy the scalped console. And yeah, it's going to be a lot more than $2,500. So... guys, don't even worry about the Steam Deck DockDongle because you're not going to get it. Actually, you might be able to get the dongle.
Dude, I'll get a dongle.
You may be able to get.
I got a PlayStation controller long before the PlayStation.
Exactly same thing. Yep. So you might be able to start at the dongle and build your way back up to the deck.
Dude, you can buy one small piece at a time and rebuild.
You build it like a kit car. That's how you buy electronics in America in 2021.
That's how we have to do it now.
You fucking buy your Xbox One kit and you build it off like 80 YouTube videos. That's what we do now.
Dude, this is steampunk at its finest.
Continuing on with the handheld news, Nintendo, you guys remember we talked about a little bit how they released an OLED Switch, which is basically nothing. They have been accused of this being a cash grab because Bloomberg came out, did the math, crunched the numbers, and said, hey, your new Switch, your Switch LED only costs $10 more to make, but you're selling it for $50 more.
Wait a second.
Hey, so that's just a cash grab, right? So first of all, I'm like, hey, no, I don't think a $40 markup over the course of an entire global supply chain is that big of a markup. Sorry.
Yeah. Did they expect it to be, it costs you $10 more to make, so we want it for $10 more.
We will pay $10 more for that product and not a penny more. Are you kidding me?
And they're like,
I hate capitalism, and I can say that's how it fucking works, folks.
Yeah.
If you're going to be part of the system, acknowledge how it works. So no, it's not a cash grab, which Nintendo was like, hey, that's not a cash grab. But then they did the thing. They did the thing they shouldn't have done. In February, they said there's no future one on the way. We're not going to make another Switch. Okay, guys. Well, I was like, why am I getting deja vu? Is it A, I live in the fucking Matrix? Or B, is it because in February, Nintendo CEO Shuntaro Furukawa told investors, quote, we do not have plans to announce a new model of the Switch. And then 5 months later, they announced a new model of the Switch.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's Nintendo. Guys. You don't even have to say anything. I just know for a fact you're going to do a new model.
Just keep your lying mouth shut.
You don't even have to say that. We all know.
Just be like kind of cute, keep your mouth shut, and just like kind of giggle and shake your head. That's all I want. If people are like, hey, is there a new Nintendo coming up? I'll be like, no.
Wow, Switch. That sounds interesting. That's a novel idea. We haven't thought of that.
I don't know. A new Switch? Well, all right. That's kind of an interesting idea. All right, next question.
Yeah.
That's what I want.
Yeah.
But don't flat out deny it, especially if you know.
We do not have plans.
Guys, that means that they were like boxing them at that point. If they are 5 months from the announcer, like they're starting to put them in boxes. And he lied to us in February. So
he says that the engineers are like, should we stop? I mean, we've been working on this. He's like, no, keep going.
Am I fired?
Don't worry about it. Keep going.
No, this isn't about you. All right.
Okay, that was weird.
And then he goes out 5 months later, and they're like, he's like, yeah, no, we're not. And those same engineers are like, dude, we totally are. Does he know?
Yeah.
Does he know about the new Switch?
Are we a secret division? This is pretty cool.
I just think it's so tight. All right, this next one, guys, Blursty Alert. Do we have a Blursty Alert soundbite or something?
Ooh, we don't. Should I try see if we can put one together?
Yeah, I'll give you like 18 different versions right now. Blursty Alert, Blursty Alert, Blursty Alert, Blursty Alert.
Blursty Alert. There's a robot version.
Blursty, 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 warning. Blursty Robinson. Warning. Blursty Robinson.
I don't. What Robinson?
Dude, it's Lost in Space.
Oh. Okay. That's the one.
Do not cut this out. Don't cut a lick of this out. Guys, the Blursty nomination for Blurst name goes to the Stream Deck.
Okay. Guys, Elgato, the company, announced their new Stream Deck on the same day that Valve unveiled the Steam Deck.
We did not know the Steam Deck was coming, by the way. I'm pretty sure this was a complete out-of-the-blue surprise announcement. So, how bad is your day if you work for Elgato and you're like, wow, I think that we're getting a lot of buzz on Twitter, but
so much buzz.
I think they're using the wrong hashtag. I think they fucking spelled it wrong.
Stream Deck.
They're calling it the Steam Deck. I think they might. Oh God! Hey, did you see? Hey, come check the news. Did you see this?
Marketing guys are getting fired.
This is a device that is built. Elgato builds devices for streamers. This one allows them to map really complex actions. You imagine just like a board with like a bunch of different buttons on it that allow you to, so you like want to click one button and have your volume as you're streaming set to a specific volume while like the lights dim.
Mm-hmm.
that's what you'd use this for, which is really cool to allow people to like switch from different settings. So yeah, check out.
Why are we so fixated on the
Stream
word
Deck.
deck? I'm not.
Hey, this is better. This is more fitting. This makes sense. This Stream Deck is perfectly named. This is the best named Blurst name nomination we have ever had.
Yeah, it's more about the timing of it.
Yeah.
This is the Outer Worlds and Outer Wilds.
The real
all over
Blursty
again.
should go to Steam Deck because you're right.
Still might.
It's not a deck. It should be called the Steam Gear because then you could have leaned on the fact that it looks exactly like a Sega Game Gear.
Yeah, Steam Gear would have made sense.
Steam Gear would have been sick.
Mm-hmm.
But no, we're going with Steam Deck, Stream Deck, Steam Deck, DeckDockDongle.
Stream Deck. So hashtag Stream Deck.
Hashtag Stream Deck. Yeah,
dude,
guys.
No, this is, dude. What's gonna happen is your grandma is gonna get you a Stream Deck.
Do not ask for a Steam Deck for Christmas. You will not get one.
Don't even bring it up to
you
grandma.
You will get a Stream Deck.
She's gonna be like, I got this for $75.
Maybe this isn't all that bad
really
though.
cheap.
Maybe the Stream Deck's gonna just sell like crazy because of that.
Dude,
people are just going to be buying them all on accident.
Oh my god, yeah, fuck your grandma. It's going to be the scalpers that are getting all the Stream Decks by accident. They're like, I don't know. They're so easy to get.
Dude, I got a shipment of like 200 Stream
Decks. Or there's going to be like listings for
the
Stream Deck on eBay with a picture of the Steam Deck. And it's just going to be scams.
Oh, there you go.
Ugh.
So get your Stream Decks now, folks, and start scamming on eBay.
Get that pre-order in.
God. This next thing is just a personal interest of JD's. Guys, there's this really cool service being run by the Video Game History Foundation that allows you to get a random old video game magazine for $15 a month. Or you just get one, you just want a random one, it's just $20.
They'll send you just a random magazine from like, I don't know.
Magazines
they were doing magazines.
Each magazine purchase gets you one randomly selected magazine from our archives, ranging from around 1981 to 2010.
Oh, man.
Magazines are shipped in Mylar bags and acid-free boards in a sturdy, flat mailer. Each issue also includes a certificate of authenticity, signed by VGHF co-directors Frank and Kelsey. Quote, in an attempt to build a complete set of video game magazines in our research library, we've accumulated a few duplicates. Since these are no longer needed, we've decided to deassess. What is that word? Deaccession? Deassessation? What is that word? JD saw a new word today that he could not say.
He can't even read it.
They're giving back their old issues that they've got duplicates of. They're selling them out. There's like, they have a Nintendo Power #1. They're like, they'll go in there too. We'll be sending them all out. I signed up for this.
You did? I was going to say, this looks really interesting.
Right up my alley. I signed up for the subscription. So it goes from 20 to 15 and they just send you a random one every month. I was like kind of doing, when I first heard about it, I was like, that's kind of interesting, but like kind of, I'll just have junk accumulate, like the magazines will just junk up. But I was like, dude, I would pay $15 to read to sit in my in my gaming chair and read an old like PC gamer magazine from like the 90s. That would blow my mind.
And this is actually like if you're trying to think of an interesting way to decorate your gaming room or your something like that.
Yeah.
This is an awesome way to do it. You can choose a magazine from the 2000s. You can choose 80s to 90s.
Mm-hmm.
So like it lets you choose on their website. I'm really into this.
Yeah. I mean, everyone like this is so it was a cool service, but the reason it hooked me is because I was like, this is something that needs to be done. And the fact that there is a Video Game History Foundation, and if you go on the website, they have a board, they have like 5 or 6 employees. Like this is a legit operation. And I want them to keep doing what they're doing. You guys know how important video game history and preservation is to me. So this is kind of a cool way to support that with your dollars. And these are going to be really well preserved. These aren't going to be like some junky magazine you found under your bed in your childhood bedroom. And you're like, oh, this is like small. No, these are going to be like really nice.
Yeah.
Formerly museum copies of magazines. I don't know. I'm really excited. So
I might do the one-time purchase just to see what I get.
Yeah. So you can go to, I can't tell you the link because it's the video game history foundation like
Dot
it's
my Shopify dot yeah. It's
no. I will just drop this link in our Discord right now. And you guys can check it out there. And if you can't find our Discord, then go to our Twitter. If you can't find our Twitter,
good luck.
Good luck. So yeah, check them out.
If you do get it, go to our Discord and post what you got.
Please.
Like, I'm super interested. This sounds so cool.
Yeah, so I just shared that in our Discord. You can go check out the link there. Okay, and then let's see. We just got a couple more. Phil Spencer, Phil Spencer, the Xbox chief, has complimented the PlayStation 5 DualSense controller and suggested that Xbox could update their controller. If you guys remember, Xbox did not update their controller at all from this console generation. From the Xbox One to the Xbox Series X, which is a similar stunt that PlayStation pulled when they went from the PlayStation 2 to the PlayStation 3. And they updated it with the 4. Microsoft decided they were going to skip it this generation and focused on nothing else.
Yeah.
At least PlayStation's doing PlayStation's got the VR. They've got the controller that's so cool. So it's good to see that they're acknowledging it. This was talking on the Kind of Funny Gamescast. Spencer said, quote, "We're definitely thinking about different kinds of devices that can bring more games to more places. There's probably some work that we'll do on the controller. I think Sony's done a nice job with their controller, and we kind of look at some of that and think there are some things that we should go do."
He just feels
called out.
I think PlayStation does do very well with their controllers. PlayStation
their hardware
controllers they're just really nice to have, nice to use. They feel good. They feel sturdy.
They have speakers in them.
When I use them, because I was not a PlayStation gamer, and when I used the PlayStation controller, I'm always like, Dad, the light's changing colors?
Oh,
like,
man.
what is happening?
Yeah.
It always floors me, but
wait, can I just say one aside that was such a cool example? Fallout 4, whenever you open your Pip-Boy, the controller lights up with the color of your Pip-Boy. If you have a blue one or a green one or something.
Mm-hmm.
Just tiny little cool things that the controller does to add immersion.
Yep.
Really neat.
I do like, and Microsoft does this consistently. Phil Spencer does. They are not afraid to give kudos to PlayStation.
Yeah.
They're like, hey, PlayStation's doing a great job. I feel like I would never hear PlayStation say that. PlayStation would never be like, man, they really did a great job.
Microsoft is like the confident older brother that's like really happy and content in their life. And
they know what they're
Sony
doing.
is like the try-hard little brother that's always like, no, fuck you. I'm doing a better job than you. You don't get to pat me on the head. Eat my shit. You're like, dude, you're doing a really good job there, bro. He's like, don't touch me. Don't touch me.
Yes, PlayStation is that kid who teabags you in every video game you play.
And you're like, grow up, PlayStation.
Like, why are you doing
You're
that?
being an asshole. Okay, so hopefully we'll see a new PlayStation controller soon.
Xbox.
And then this one. You guys know I love following how many different game studios that Tencent owns. Well,
it's a long list. Hard to
add
keep
another
up.
one to their stable. Tencent is set to buy Sumo Digital, a UK studio, for $1.27 billion. Mm-hmm. They previously had a 8.75% stake in the company. So let this be a warning sign to any beloved studios of yours that are partially owned by Tencent. Those stakes are
They
not...
want the whole thing.
That's a flag in the ground. And they're gonna come take over the whole thing in a minute.
They just want to be in on the meetings, right? And now that they're in, they're like
now they're sitting in the meetings, and now they've got the inside line.
Yeah.
Tencent has increased the pace of their investment and M&A, that is mergers and acquisitions activity, over the past year, having invested in or acquired more than 62 game companies.
Oh my goodness!
In 2021 alone,
guys, they're winning. I don't know what they're winning, but they're winning.
They're playing, whatever game they're playing, no one else is playing, but they are destroying. Well, I would say Microsoft is playing as well, But Microsoft is not using their acquisitions to fund concentration camps. So,
Yeah.
okay. So the last thing, my favorite thing, you guys know, is my JD sales report. I do this all the time. Peterson's so aware of how often I do it.
Yeah, didn't you have like some bit you tried to do for this or something?
JD sales report. What do you mean bit? We do it all the time. Do you not have a clip for this?
Yeah, I don't. We do this all
Always.
the time.
Always. So the NPD, I guess, releases the top 10 best-selling video games each month. So we're going to be doing those once a month because that's tight. June 2021. Peterson, you want all 10? No, they're not interesting. Nope.
Top 3.
There's only 3 that are top 3 are interesting. Top Ratchet and Clank, A Rift Apart is just out this month, and they're number one. Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War, number 2. Mario Golf Super Rush is number 3, and then MLB The Show is sitting at number 4. To date, the year to date, though, this one's kind of interesting. Number 1 is Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War.
Well, that's super interesting. It went from last month, it was ranked number 4, and it went up. Now it's 2.
Yeah.
Like, what is happening?
Probably DLC.
I think they're selling a lot. The sales are really interesting. Yeah, because Resident Evil Village is the second best-selling game of the whole year. And it was number 1 last month, but now it's all the way dropped to number 6, which means last month they must have sold that game
so
much for it to jump up to the number 2 slot of the whole year in a month.
Yep.
Wow. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Kind of interesting to see what's really popular, what's selling a lot. And
I love that Minecraft is on the list.
Minecraft
like, it's
is
just
always
there.
on.
It's
How
just,
is it sell? How does not everyone own it?
Who's still buying?
Who's buying Minecraft in such great quantities?
I don't know,
dude. It just sits there. It was summer. Yeah, dude. I don't.
Minecraft is like a silent cash
It moved
cow.
up in rank 2 for June. It was 10 last.
It was number 10 last
up.
month, and now it's 8.
Dude.
I don't know. I don't understand anything. But yeah, we'll keep doing this because this is kind of fun to just keep an eye on like what's selling and what's popular. All right, let's do some kudos.
Kudos.
All right, kudos is our positivity segment, and I have a major kudos, you guys.
Okay.
I watched this movie on Netflix, this old movie from 2009 called Whip It. Have you guys ever heard of this film?
Heard of it. I've never watched it.
I
Is
have
that
not
the roller
heard of
derby
it.
one or whatever?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, see, Peterson, you kind of like, okay, so it has Elliot Page, Kristen Wiig, Jimmy Fallon plays this piece of shit guy, hilarious. It's directed, it's got Drew Barrymore in it. It's her directorial debut, which is, she's awesome. You're like, wow, Drew Barrymore can direct the shit out of a movie. Luke and Owen Wilson's older brother, I don't know his name. He's just a Wilson. Maybe
just
Andrew,
one of those Wilson guys.
Fred, I don't know. He's got a name. And then Marv from Home Alone. Guys, the cast is amazing. And so, yeah, like Trent mentioned, it's a roller derby movie. It's about a high school girl who does beauty pageants for her mom, but then she falls in love with roller derby and joins a league without telling her parents. And
rebel.
Yeah, exactly. It's super funny. It's just enjoyable, feel-good movie. It never gets like too heavy or weird. The stakes are like not so high. You're like, it's fucking roller derby, and she's not playing for like her mom's cancer medicine or something. So it's like, I'm just having a good time. There's some like cry-worthy moments. It's just a really good movie. It's just like, I don't know what to watch tonight. Watch Whip It. It's on Netflix. Watch it.
You can see Jimmy Fallon as Hot Tub Johnny Rocket.
Hot Tub Johnny Rocket. Dude, Jimmy Fallon's character alone is worth watching this film. He's like, he goes to like a party, an after party with the roller derby girls, and he's hitting on them, and they just treat him like they treat him exactly like Jimmy Fallon deserves to be treated. And it's wonderful. It's lovely.
I'm looking through the cast list and looking at their names.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, the names of the characters alone
just
fantastic.
read some of them. This is part and parcel of roller derby. Like
Absolutely.
I learned so much of roller derby culture. They have these like crazy ass names.
Maggie Mayhem, right? These are the normal ones. Bloody Holly, Rosa Sparks, Razor, and then you start getting into Jabba the Slut, Wanna Beaten, Kamikaze. Dude, that is roller derby right there. My sister-in-law did roller derby for a long time.
No way.
Yes.
Like one of Kelsey's sisters?
No, my brother's wife.
Oh, okay.
And she did it for a long time. I think her nickname was Lil Whip Her Snap Her. She's real tiny. Like, this is roller derby, you guys.
Lil Whip Her Snap Her. That is awesome. Did she's just too old, or
I think I think she still dabbles in it every now and then, but I think
where does she do it?
They live in Tucson.
No, I'm like, is there roller derby here in Utah? Because I want to watch.
I'm sure there is. Oh yeah, I'm positive. I know there is because she's come to Utah before to do derby matches, bouts. I don't know. I can't understand the game.
Dude,
like,
there is a league, and it has a Wikipedia page.
Yeah, no, that's a thing.
Yes. Okay, I just became a Wasatch roller derby.
Oh my gosh, you're gonna have to pick your team.
I gotta go pick a team.
And a favorite derbier.
Charm City Roller Girls.
Yeah. So
shit,
Whip
this
It.
Is so cool.
Whip It is JD's new top 25 movie.
Oh man, yeah, it's up there. Does anyone else have any kudos?
Yes, I have a kudos that is maybe a month delinquent, but I just finished Loki, the TV
congratulations.
the series on Disney Plus. And look, guys, if you're on the fence about this, because I was like, I'm not that excited to watch Loki. Loki's a great character, but I don't want to watch a show about him. Nope. You need to watch this. It is, oh gosh, it's delightful. It's funny. It is, the action in it is good, but it's not like an action-y action series. Like, tiny spoiler, he ends up at like a bureau of time management. Like, it's wild. You have to watch it.
It's so wonderful.
Oh gosh. And you run into like a dozen different versions of Loki. All of them are fantastic. Guys, they're all good. Every single one of them is so good. And wow, this show absolutely exceeded all of my expectations. I am a major fan of what they did with Loki. They're just, man, with these TV shows, I wasn't sure how they were going to go, but they are firing on all cylinders, Disney and the MCU. So
they've done such a good job, and spoiler alert, not much of a spoiler because there's already Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. The title has already kind of spoiled that there's going to be a multiverse. And I think anyone that could read the writing on the wall after the first 3 stages of the MCU was that a multiverse was necessary and a lot easier, because managing this whole universe was really difficult, and they just had a handful of characters, and now they're introducing so many more that just introducing the concept of a multiverse. However, how do you do that? What an incredible thing. And just like in X-Men Days of Future Past, where you're like, how do you retcon a whole movie universe? Well, this was the question of Loki, is how do you create a multiverse from, and they do it. And they do it in a brilliant way where you're like,
oh yeah,
damn!
yeah. Okay,
like, as a comic book reader, you're like, woohoo!
Yep.
Way to go. That's awesome.
Oh.
So yeah, Loki is just,
it's so
Dude,
good.
and that's what
you
I've
guys.
loved
It
about
is so good.
all of these Disney Plus series. Is I don't think I've been really all that excited for any of them. So every single one of them has just super caught me off
pleasant
guard.
surprise.
I am with you 100%. I was like, WandaVision, that sounds so dumb. Loved it. And then I was like, Captain, what was it, Falcon and the Winter Soldier? I was like, those are not my favorite
out of nowhere.
characters. In fact, I actively disliked the Falcon guy. He's one of those guys, I just don't like his face.
I just don't like your face.
I don't know what it is. Just something about it. I just don't like it. But guess what? That show was so good. It was fantastic. And now this one, again, I was like, Loki, oh man, can he hold the whole show? Yes, he can. It was wonderful. So they're killing it.
They've done, I don't know. They've just done such a good job. Okay, Trent, do you have any kudos, or do you want to move on?
Move on.
Okay, let's do some Foodio games.
Yeah. 3-bit. Foodio game. We got that cereal face. changing our names. We in the studio playing some Foodio games. That's right, it's Foodio games. Yeah, we playing Foodio games.
All right, Foodio Games is this segment where we like to squish together our two favorite things, which is food and video games. This week, because Trent and I have both been on a quest to recover something for someone that's very near and dear to me, 12-year-old Jonathan. 12-year-old JD was obsessed with Pepsi Blue, and now Trent and I are on a statewide quest to hoard all
Buy
of the
all
Pepsi
of it?
Blue and feed it to myself so I can think about 12-year-old Jonathan and pour one out for him. So on my mind, this is where this question came from. All right, I want you guys to think of a beloved junk or fast food item of yours that was discontinued.
Okay.
What is the video game version of that?
I can jump
You
in
wanna go
if you
first?
want me to.
Yeah, go first.
Yeah, so I would say beloved. This is a recently beloved one.
Is it gonna be the
And
same
I know
as
you
mine?
liked it as well. It was the Reaper Ranch
Okay.
taco.
Oh, shit!
It was so
I
good.
thought we put a moratorium on you bringing that up on this podcast.
I had you look.
In
You
front of
did
me?
this. You said discontinued fast food
You say
item that
Reaper
you loved.
Ranch? Ah, you son of a bitch.
You did it. You did
You
it.
did it!
It's so, guys. If
It's
you
so
did not have a
good.
chance to get the Reaper Ranch taco, I got it one time before they were
And he's
sold
still
out.
thinking about it.
No, it was. They had 3 different tacos, specialty tacos at the time. I got them all. The second time I went, Reaper Ranch was out, and Reaper Ranch was the best one. It was so good. It was at Taco Bell. It was like a spicy ranch taco. I don't know,
Dude,
but it was
so amazing.
it was so good.
It's
so
like,
good.
It's like the food scientist manager was walking through all the different food chemists at Taco Bell. He's like, what's this sauce? They're like, oh, this one's really good. It's Reaper Ranch. And he tasted it. He's like, this is the best sauce you've ever made. And they're like, really? He's like, yeah. We're gonna make this nationwide. Quick, make 10 gallons of this.
Take 10 gallons.
And they're like, just 10 gallons? He's like, that
10
sounds like a
gallons
lot,
is
right?
a lot, right? Okay, 50
Nope.
gallons?
It was
I don't
not
know.
enough. We ate it all, buddy.
Immediately. It was gone immediately. And so this, to me, since it came and went real fast, I was all excited about it, and then it was gone. This was StarCraft Ghost.
Oh.
When Blizzard was working on a shooter game based on the StarCraft universe called Ghost,
Right.
which is a type of character they introduced in StarCraft. They're like spies, essentially sniper spies,
Go invisible and stuff.
Yeah, and so you're like, dude, this could be a great game, a great universe to play it in. It was something we were all excited for, like the Reaper Ranch taco. We had just enough time to hear about it, go to Taco Bell. They were out, and then you never got it. And that's StarCraft Ghost to me. We heard about it. They were working on it. We were all excited. Then they canceled. We never got to play it. We never got to see it. It was just it was a dream. It was a sad, beautiful dream, like the Reaper Ranch taco.
At least with Reaper Ranch, there's like some vague hope that at some point it could come back for like one glorious day.
If they do, I swear to you, I'm going to be like waiting in line.
You're gonna be like me with the Pepsi Blue, man. You're gonna be clearing
going
out
around to all the
individual
Taco Bells.
Yes.
Can I just get Reaper Ranch tacos, all of them? Hold the taco.
Give me
Just
buckets of
squeeze
sauce.
the sauce into a bag for me, please. God.
like people were doing with gasoline with the gasoline shortage.
Just put it in a plastic
filling
in a plastic bag.
gas
It's
tanks
just
full of
dripping
Reaper
as I
Ranch.
walk out.
Pours it through the nozzle onto his food.
Yeah, dude, I would be that guy with a trash bag full of Reaper Ranch in my trunk while people are filming me, and I'm like, don't film me! Don't even look at me!
They're like, there's not a shortage. This is a permanent menu item.
I'm like, yeah, I'll
You
make
just
sure.
wait.
He'll never know. So here's one that is close, and it's kind of like Peterson's. Doritos 3D. You guys remember they brought those back. They brought them back. JD talked about them for 20 years, and they brought them back. They brought them back wrong. They came back.
Did not do it right.
They came out with spicy ranch and like a beefy taco flavor.
Oh no.
Yeah,
Those
instead
are the
of
two
what
worst.
I know, there was cooler ranch. I like you could go spicy nacho,
Yeah,
but spicy ranch. No.
Mm-mm, I don't want that.
Not on a chip. I want that in my taco.
Regular
Try to keep up,
ranch.
people.
Yeah.
So they
You're
brought
not
back-
Taco Bell. You can't pull off the spicy ranch.
You need to stay in your lane, Doritos.
They're like, but Taco Bell
like,
sells
we-
our stuff.
They're like, we are in that lane. That's our lane. We own Taco Bell. No. I don't know. It just didn't work. They fucked up 3D Doritos. They brought them back. They brought them back bad. It's Warcraft 3 reforged. Like everyone is like, "Oh my god, you guys are redoing Warcraft 3? Hell yeah! Oh, we
Dude,
love
that was
Warcraft
I remember
3.
that. I loved it.
Are you gonna do it exactly like it's before?" They're
Better.
like, "No, it's gonna be better." And we're like, "Oh, okay. Well, I guess." I mean, I didn't really
We
want
just-
it better. I actually wanted the exact same thing, but I'll give you a chance. And they're like, "Okay, how?
Maybe
what
like
do you
change
think?"
the bag or something.
Yeah, I'm like, "Oh, you're gonna update the branding?" And they're like,
You'll see.
well, so yeah, the
That's a
thing
great
is
one.
now, just like with 3D Doritos, the only way to get what you want is illicitly. I have to get my 3D Doritos from across the border, and you have to get Warcraft 3 on the high seas.
Mm.
You have to
Yep.
pirate it. So
Warcraft 3.
Warcraft. Trent, what is your discontinued? I gotta know.
Oh, I love that we all went the Blizzard route here. So
They've just been disappointing
mine's
us.
All of mine are not Blizzard.
mine's a combination of foods for this one.
gosh.
My go-to meal every single since we first got married, every single night Annie was gone, my go-to meal was an entire box of hot and spicy grooves and lean pockets.
That's not a meal.
And
I see where you're at.
Not a standard.
over the course of the pandemic, both of those things were just quietly discontinued. They didn't say anything. They didn't make any announcements.
They just
stopped. You can still get hot pockets. You can't get lean pockets. You can still get grooves, but only the shitty flavors.
Wait, they don't make lean
No,
pockets
they're gone.
anymore?
They just stopped.
Dude, America is
Dude,
fucked.
that food shortage,
We are so
that
fucked.
right at the beginning, remember when everyone was hoarding food at the grocery stores? And I went to get lean pockets and they were gone. And I'm like, well, I guess I'll get them when they come back. And they never came back.
They never came back.
I never got a final bite. They just left.
Lean pockets was that thin strand
Dude,
holding this country together from a full-blown obesity epidemic, and that's it.
The lean
Pockets
pockets
are
are the
gone.
last.
We are done.
Dude, I love that Trent. This analogy to me is like, you know, when people post online, they're like, there was a last time when you played outside with your friends and you didn't realize it. Trent didn't realize that his last lean
Dude,
pocket was his last lean pocket.
because I had it calculated out perfectly. It was like it doesn't sound like it, I know, but it was like my diet meal because it was like it was like perfect. It was like 1900 calories and it was 2 lean pockets and a box of grooves. So that was like my go-to like comfort. I could always go back to it. It was always there for me. That was Hots.
No.
And Hots,
need to get
it
a-
still exists. I know it still exists, but in such a shitty form now.
It's not.
It's not the same game.
It's not what you
They got rid of the competitive scene. It was the only competitive game I really ever got into.
Oh my gosh, Trent, you have the worst diet of anyone I know.
We need to
and I love
get
it
we need
so
to get
much.
obituary for Trent together, just fucking in case for the podcast.
I love it so much. That's a great analogy too. We're all on Blizzard. I got another one. Let's see. I'm trying to think of one that I haven't come up with yet. Okay, so this is a different one. I just put Olive Garden, and here's why. I worked at Olive Garden for like 4 years, 5 years or something, for like ever. And there was a few menu items that were tolerable. Other than that, Olive Garden is garbage.
Yeah, all garbage.
But there were some things in it that I loved. And so once I stopped working there, I was like, I'm never eating at this place again. But every now and then, for whatever reason, we end up at an Olive Garden. We end up at the OG Lounge. And I'm like, okay, I'm just going to get my go-to menu items. Guys, they're all gone. Everything I liked about Olive Garden legit is gone now. They don't have a single menu item that I would ever eat when I worked there.
Can I still get breadsticks and dunk them in
I
Alfredo?
was just gonna say a
Yes.
boat of Alfredo.
Yes, but that's
boat.
Alfredo boat. That's what it's called. You can, but you guys don't understand. Not only did I eat 100,000 breadsticks, I made 100,000 breadsticks. Like, that is not a draw for me.
Could you make a breadstick still today?
Oh, they come
Or do they
like
have their special packs?
no. They come like mostly cooked. You just put them in the oven. You paint that's margarine on with a paintbrush. It's not even like a special thing. It is a paintbrush.
It's not even like one of those
And you-
rubber ones.
No, it's just
It's
a
like straight
regular
out of the Home
freaking
Depot
paintbrush.
rack.
I'm not even kidding. You just paint it on and then sprinkle it with garlic salt stuff. Anyways, but every single thing is gone, and that for me is League of Legends. There was a point when I was like, I liked League of Legends, right? When I worked at Olive Garden, there were things that I legitimately liked there. But there is nothing now. I can't. I hate League of Legends at this point. I never want to go back. Every now and then I think about some characters fondly, like, man, that guy was fun to play. But guess what? It's not fun anymore, and that's Olive Garden.
He's just painted on margarine. That's all. That's all Fiddlesticks is.
Fiddlesticks is just painted margarine. I every now and then think about Olive Garden, and I'm like, oh man, I remember the braised beef and tortellini. That was actually really good. Gone. All of it's gone. It's all garbage. It is. I'll never step foot in Olive Garden again. Just like I'm never going to boot up League of Legends ever again.
Every single thing on the menu looks the same.
Oh,
I'm
it's
looking
all the
at
same.
It just looks like a big pile. Like it's a 5 cheese pile all
But you can get
forno, or a
unlimited salad and
seafood
breadsticks.
all
No,
pile.
Everything on the menu now, and I'm not exaggerating, everything is Alfredo sauce,
Uh-huh.
marinara, or meat sauce, or a mix of those. There is
Dude.
nothing else.
They found their target. They have narrowed in their target demo
Yep.
right down.
Yep.
Laser targeted. I have. Did you guys ever try Pepsi Twist?
Is that the
With
lime,
the
lemon
and
one?
lime in it and
That's
stuff.
the lemon one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pepsi Twist had this lemon flavor. It was a lemon Pepsi and a lime Pepsi. They had both. It was so novel at the time to have flavored sodas at all. None of this like 3 Mountain Dew flavors mixed together.
Just like
Insanity.
they're just doing the, what is it called when you just do
The
all the sodas?
suicide.
Yeah, this Mountain Dew is literally suiciding and bottling it.
It's so
Yeah,
great.
that's
Yeah,
just
here
what
we
they're
go.
doing. But back in the day, this was pretty new. And I didn't really care for the lime one. It was okay, but the lemon one just hit for me. I don't know what it was. And it was some like very specific type of like fake, you know, when you like can hone in on the type of fake flavoring for each thing. You're like, oh, that I recognize that cherry flavoring because I had it in like this fruit snack and this soda
Cough
and
syrup.
that icy. Yeah, and that cough syrup. Well, this lemon, I just haven't had anywhere else. The closest I can get is the lemon Propel, but it's just this like very distinct lemon flavoring that they had in the Pepsi, and it was really good, and I loved it. I'm never gonna have it again. This isn't Pepsi Blue. They're never gonna bring back Pepsi Twist. Why would they? It's just a little lemon flavoring in Pepsi. That is not going to sell a single Pepsi. They had Britney Spears selling it before. That is not going to happen this time. And so for me, that is Return of the Obra Dinn. It was just this wonderful taste, this wonderful thing that I got this one time at this one point in my life. I'm never going to have it again. Did that same dumb thing that everyone who's ever played and beaten Obra Dinn does, which is go and Google, is there any other game out there like this? No. This game had such a new, unique, avant-garde vision that you will never see a game like it again. If you do, it will be a very sad imitation. It won't be the same. It won't have the same heart and spirit that this game had. It's almost hard to describe not just the art style of the game, but the whole way that the game unfolds. It's just, you know, when you see a movie, read a book, or play a game where you're like, whoever made this, their brain is wired so wholly different.
They're so much better than me.
They're so much better than me, like as a creator, as a person. Like the idea, the connections that are being made in their brain are just like unfathomable to me. And that was Obra Dinn. I guess Pepsi Twist wasn't that good, But it was pretty darn good. I liked that lemon flavor.
But it's one of those things that you haven't had since.
And I won't. Right? Yeah, and I won't. So it's just like, I kind of look back and I'm like, yeah, that was that dope thing I had. It's one of the very few discontinued food items that I liked that I'm like, oh, I'm okay with them not coming back. Yeah. There's so many ones that I'd put above Pepsi Twist. How about you guys? Any more?
I got one more.
Yeah.
So one of the most like divisive candy flavors or sweet flavors for me is peanut butter and chocolate together. Like, okay. I feel like no one really ever nails the perfect ratio. And I feel like only one candy has ever nailed the perfect ratio. And that is the Butterfinger BB.
Dude, I was just going to ask you, it was the Butterfinger BB.
And that to me
on my BBs, man.
is one of my favorite video game genres, the MMO. Only one MMO ever nailed it perfectly, and I can never play it again. And it's Peterson's favorite game, WildStar.
No. What?
He just said Butterfinger BBs are WildStar.
They are. It was perfect. It was perfect everything. I don't have a single complaint about the game. The combat was perfect.
Oh, shit.
Ooh.
My dumps look like Butterfinger BBs, and that's like WildStar. It's like a huge dump.
Whatever, Olive Garden. Your choice wasn't even discontinued.
It just sucks. Oh man, WildStar!
Dude,
I can't believe that hit for you.
It hit so hard for me, and I can't play it at all. It's gone.
Yeah, it's gone. Oh man, so good. I love that it got Thanos snapped.
It disgusts me that they have not even attempted to bring back Butterfinger BBs.
No,
that is such an
and
easy
I found
win
this
to me.
website where you can kind of find like discontinued candies. Like I've been looking for Skittles Orchards, and I want to try to order some.
Trent, that's my next one. I put it on there for you.
They're so good, dude.
I'll agree though. Butterfinger BBs is wild that it doesn't exist again, because there have been so many other foods that have done the little like. Round BB version,
Bunch of crunch.
Like there's so many, and you're like, why is it? What they already had it? I don't understand why it got discontinued in the first place. Mm-hmm. I remember eating them.
They're so good.
Like, yeah, I don't know. So JD, do Orchards.
Okay, so Skittles Orchards, you guys were Skittles that were, I think, trying to help me out, like cherry, peach, apple, maybe
orchard flavors.
Orchard flavors,
but it wasn't green apple. It was orchard apple.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was different. It was different than the apple Skittles.
And they were the bag was green and they were so good. Okay, cherry, orange, red apple, lime, and peach.
Red apple, that was it. Yeah.
Honestly, I can kind of see why they haven't brought these back. They're so close to the normal ones.
Yeah, dude, but that apple, the normal ones are
cherry, orange, apple, or cherry, orange, apple, and lemon and strawberry.
Yeah, but peach.
But they were all different. They were all completely different, though. It was a different cherry, a different orange, and as Trent said, that apple was the best apple Skittle they've ever made. So, for me, Skittles Orchard or Assassin's Creed Black Flag. It was. They did something. So Assassin's Creed Black Flag, I believe, came out after Assassin's Creed 2 and all those other ones that were associated with 2. And it was the first one that was like outside the main series. And it was the pirate one where you played as a pirate. You could drive a pirate ship and steal pirate ships and attack a port with your cannons and then disable its guns and then go storm the port and
very
take it over.
assassin-y.
Oh, it was so badass. It was so good. They had something so great, just like they did with Skittles Orchards, and then they just kept plowing forward and left it in the dust. Mm-hmm. It's like they forgot what they had back there, and they've never gone back to that well that was Assassin's Creed Black Flag. They kind of dabbled in it a little bit with the one that was set during the American Revolution. You did a little bit of boating, but it definitely wasn't the same as being in the Caribbean. You're not a pirate. There was just something that just scratched a really good itch with Black Flag. They never went back. It's Orchards. You guys have seen how many Skittles flavors they've rolled out, and guess what? They're all still available. Dark Side, Bright Side, all these other what other ones that they've had?
Smoothies.
They keep them on the shelves and they don't discontinue them. They'll come back. They'll go away. They have this summer mix or whatever. But for some reason, dude, Orchards is just like they won't touch them. They're never going to bring him back, and that's what they're doing with a Black Flag. Like, I'm never going to get another pirate Assassin's Creed. It just makes me sad.
That's
Peterson, do you have any more?
Last one, and this is more along the lines of foods that I miss. I mentioned this a tiny bit in the pre-show, in the pre-sode. It is, I have a favorite pizza place up here called Lucky Slice. It still exists, but every month they do a new specialty pizza. It's really random. One month they did a banh mi pizza, which is, if you're unfamiliar, banh mi is a Vietnamese sandwich. It's pulled pork, and then it's got onion and jalapeno,
daikon and carrots.
Yep.
And cilantro.
It's a veggie mix. Fantastic sandwich. You can get, they're very common, but they did this banh mi pizza, and I kid you not, every bite that I took of it, I was like, wow, this is so good. Every single bite.
That's awesome.
And since then, that was probably 3 years ago. Since then, I'm always like, oh man, they got to give me this. They got to do another banh mi monthly. And they post on Facebook every month what their new monthly is. And they're good, right? They're good pizzas. It's always
Do you bug
great.
them?
Yes. I harass them on Facebook.
You're probably just one of the only people that bought it.
No, I've seen other people say this too. Like, this one was good, but bring back the banh mi one. It was so good. It really was that good. This, to me, is Knights of the Old Republic. They just had it. They did one, they did two, and they were like, like, this is fantastic. And then they just have not done it since. They tried the Old Republic, right, which was just not the same. So they're like the pizza place. They keep doing different things. But
you're like, nice.
Look, I don't want that. Give me Knights of the Old Republic. It can be, the gameplay can be exactly the same. Just give me the different story. I want it in a different, just do it again. Give me KOTOR 3. Give me banh mi pizza.
Just give it to me.
Part 2. That's all I want. And they're never going to do it. I don't think they'll ever do it again. And it makes
There's got to be a reason.
Sad.
I wonder what the reason is.
They never repeat the monthlies.
Oh, they've never done the same one twice.
I haven't seen the same one twice in the 3 or 4 years I've been going there. And I go every month. And I want it. Some of them are so good, and I want it, and I just haven't gotten it. They don't even have to try. At this
point, I think you need to escalate to death threats, right? That's the next thing you do on Facebook.
I think we should just try to make it. Let's make a banh mi pizza.
That's probably a good idea. I should go back and look it up. Like, what is exactly
when we do our first in-person cast again, we'll make a banh mi pizza to celebrate.
We'll work on some banh mi pizza.
Yeah. You have to scroll through 3 years worth of Facebook posts, so enjoy that afternoon.
Whatever, dude. I'll find.
Will you please send me that picture though, because I got to see this thing. Yes. I remember you talking about it. You've been talking about it for years.
I'm not kidding, guys. It was that good. I can't stop thinking about it, and I'll
shut
never
up
get it again.
So you had it the day of.
It was in April. I found it.
What? Will you send me a picture? I must have this.
It was
pizza.
legit so good, you guys.
That sounds
I'll never get it again, just like I'll never get another real KOTOR game.
And we'll never get Orchards back. Oh my god, look at this thing. Yeah, we can make this. This is not outside
soy
the realm.
Ginger sauce, mozzarella, ginger pork, bell pepper, jalapeno, daikon. Ooh, yeah, this sounds great. It looks good.
Holy shit, that sauce. That's what you got to nail, Peterson.
Yeah,
that's why you liked every bite, is because they hit the sauce just right.
It was perfect. It really was.
Fuck me. Okay, well,
there we go.
Yeah, that's what we'll be doing, is eating pizza on air next time. You guys are going to love that. All right, let's do Dice of Destiny.
Dice of Destiny.
All right, Dice of Destiny is this awesome game we play. We roll to see who will be responsible for rolling the Dice of Destiny, which is a 20-sided dice with 20 different game genres assigned to it. That person then rolls another 6-sided dice to see how much they can spend. Then they find a game in that genre for that price, pick it, play it, review it. Peterson recently reviewed a was it a RPG?
It was strategy was the genre that I rolled, which is a wide genre, a wide tag, I would say. So I picked a game called, the game itself is actually called Atom, ATOM, Atom RPG. When you search for it, and we mentioned this before, when you search for it, In Steam, it's called Atom RPG post-apocalyptic indie game.
Blair's nomination, Blair's name.
So
right there.
bad. It's so weird that they named it that. But Atom RPG, this was made by a company called Atom Team. So this was like their game, right? Let's see, when was this released? This game was released in 2018. So it's been out for a couple years. But it is essentially Fallout 1 and 2 in Russia. It's the same
Okay.
type of game. It's isometric, top-down RPG. You go around and the combat ends up being turn-based once you get into the combat. Lots of dialogue. You've got a skill tree, lots of skills to develop. You develop the skills as you level up instead of as you do them, as we got in some of the later some of the later Bethesda games. But it is Fallout. It is, I mean, that's it. It's Fallout 1 and 2 in Russia, as if the Cold War had turned hot, right?
Oh,
So this is an alternate history type of game. The Cold War turned hot, everything is blown to bits. And so you are in Russia and everything's as is common in Russia, everything is bleak. It's everything's brown and cold.
perfect.
And there's lots of alcohol lying around.
Mm-hmm.
So you do drink a lot of alcohol, a lot of vodka. But in this
Fuel.
game, you start off as a character. I started off as a female character. I kind of went the good talker and good melee fighter route. You do your training and then you leave. They give you a mission. You work for, or you're part of an organization called ATOM, ATOM. Stands for something. I don't know what it stands for. But you are trying to find a guy. There's a guy you need to go find. You're like, okay, they send you out into the wasteland to go find him. And you're not the only one they send out to find him. There's like, they send out a bunch of agents. So you come across other agents as you go out. Come across lots of people, lots of relationship. And so like the dialogue skills really do matter in this game. But your first thing as you go out and immediately get mugged by a gang. And like you can't win the fight. They just beat you up and take all of your stuff. So you start with nothing. And so you're out in the wasteland with nothing, and you're going out and you slowly start to build up your weapons and your items and all that stuff. So for the collector in me, wow, it was fantastic. I'm looting everything possible. Just picking up stuff, crafting things. And so it does all of that very well. All of the controls were great. The looting was great. There was nothing I would say unique or special about any of the gameplay besides this is the Fallout. If you loved Fallout 1 and 2, this is the Fallout 3 that you wanted. It's exactly that. It's very Russian. So the team is based in like Eastern Europe. Like it's like Poland, Ukraine, Russia, right? They're all over the place. But it's very Russian, but it's obviously translated into English. So some of the dialogue is interesting or confusing, or I think when they're trying to be funny, it's not funny, and when they're trying not to be funny, it is funny. But the game overall is done very, very well. My biggest complaint is that you're so very underpowered when you first go out. You go out and you're coming across, you're killing bugs and, typical RPG type of creatures. And that's kind of getting you levels and experience. But, like, you cannot win a human battle when you're fighting another human for, like, hours. For the first 10 hours, I don't think I beat a human.
Huh.
It was, like, instant death, right? They were just better than me. They had better weapons. Right? And so that was my biggest complaint is it forces you to kind of go and wander around the wasteland. And there were random encounters as you wander around of like people robbing you. and you had no choice to either give them all your stuff or you would die. And so you hope that you just had saved it at a good point. And so you just felt very underpowered. Every human could just kill you immediately. So that was my biggest frustration. Because there was some battles that I came across where I inevitably had to fight a person, and it was that or give them all my stuff. And so I'm like going back before I have to do this fight, and I found a kind of way around it, like putting all my stuff in a locker, kind of on the previous, off screen, and then I go, find them, and they steal all my stuff, and then I just go get all the other stuff that I actually wanted. Get that back. But it was kind of frustrating because at that point you're like, I just really want to get in a fight that I can win.
Yeah.
So that was my biggest frustration, but it does get to a point where you're like, just like in all of the Bethesda games, you do get to a point when you're like, yeah, like no one's nothing and no one is a threat anymore. And so you do get to that point. So I'll say it's very good. This is a very good game. It's $15 on Steam. And it's priced right. It's priced right. There's a lot of content in it. I think if you just did if you finish the base missions, it's 20-25 hours. If you do all the side stuff, which you will want to do side stuff, it's closer to 40. So there's a lot there. Plus there's a DLC to the game. So there's a lot there. It looks really good for what it is, right? Kind of that top-down look. It looks very good. It plays well. Like I said, the controls make sense. There was nothing turning me off except for, that first little bit where I couldn't kill a person to save my life. So one of the things...
It just looks exactly like the classic Fallout games. That's so crazy.
Yeah, they didn't try not to. In fact, a little fact I found about this game, there is a time traveler you meet in this game.
And he's from the Fallout universe.
Well, yeah, he comes in, he's like, yeah, here, I'm going to mark a spot on your map. It's a soda pop factory. And then you look at it and you're like, that's on the other side of the world. And he's like, what? Don't you guys use bottle caps for currency? And you're like, no, we don't. And he's like very confused that you don't use bottle caps for currency. Like something's messed up on the timeline.
You said this is set in Russia, right?
Yeah.
So the other side of the world would be America, where they do use bottle caps. So he's saying this does exist, in fact, in the Fallout universe.
Yes, like they're hinting at that, which is pretty funny, right?
Okay, I like that a lot. That's super cool.
That's super funny. So that's kind of my fun fact about the game. Oh, the other thing that I wanted to start doing when I review a game, I'm going to, like we do with Foodio games, I'm going to compare it to a food. So if Adam RPG was a food, it would be olives. And here's why. I liked it. I like olives. I have to be in the mood for it, right? I'm not just going to boot this game up and play it all the time. It's no like Rocket League or something where you can just play it. Just like olives, right? I don't always want to eat olives. It's kind of dirty. So like when you have a martini, right? Make it dirty, you throw olives in it, and it's a vodka martini, obviously, because we're in Russia.
Okay.
It's kind of bitter, just like a good olive. So this Adam RPG
is
a green olive.
Is a green olive out of 10.
Is a green olive. I would say this is a buy at the current price. It's $15.
Ooh, that's def a buy.
If you're interested in this type of game, this is a no-brainer. If you're really interested, you probably already played it.
Yes, that's what it sounds like.
It's a no-brainer at $15. It does go on sale. It's been on my wish list for a long time. It does go on sale every time there's a sale. So, I mean, if you're on the fence...
Yeah, I'm going to put it on my wish list right now.
Just wait for a sale. You know what I mean? You'll get it for $9 or whatever. It's very easy, but it's a good game. It's very good. So, Adam RPG would recommend at the current price or cheaper, which you'll find it cheaper. So
very cool. All right, so that means we have a reroll to see who's going to be rolling the dice of destiny this week. We are using the 2009 state championship Pokemon trading card game dice that Trent and I earned when we were big Pokemon trading card gamers.
Killed it in that
nice
tournament.
Brag.
We killed it at state. Yeah, we went to state. All right, so I will be 1-2, Peterson 3-4, Trent 5-6. And it's a 2. It's me.
JD, you're
The
up.
old lucky dice. All right, and we've got a 20-sided dice here.
You're gonna get the worst one. Come on.
5. And a 5 is a mystery. Oh my god, last time I got a mystery, I got Obra Dinn.
Yeah,
You
wow.
I wonder if there's any
suckers.
other games like it.
Yes, there another game like Obra Dinn? Just play that.
Just look.
Stop.
I bet there's a good one.
Guys, there's no.
I'll find it for you.
Okay, so I rolled a mystery, and I'm going to roll my Pokemon dice again to see how much money I can spend on this mystery. $30. $30 or less.
This is I mean, come on, mystery games
any
are
good
not
ones.
$60. So
I'm going to play Mist.
Pokemon Mystery Dungeon.
Ooh, there you go. I've never actually played that. That would count.
Wait, is that a real game?
Yeah, and it's
Yeah.
Pokemon dice.
Fits. It's
The
the
game
most
wants
fitting
you
possible
to.
game that I could choose. All right. Well, that rolls it up for us this week.
Wow. I'm not laughing at that.
It's okay. Peterson, will you edit a laugh in later for Peterson?
Yes, I will edit some laughing in.
Outro music, guys, to play us out. We've got the theme from Loki, which was the best part of watching the Sode every week.
Oh, so good.
It slaps. All right, I'm JD logging off.
This is Peterson going AFK.
This is Trent signing out.
Peterson Productions. Oh yeah.